Hiya, I've got a high street makeup look for you today. Everything I've used is from the high street or affordable online, so I hope you enjoy. As always, all of the products are listed in the description, so if you click to make the video full screen, the title will come up along the top. Click the arrow next to it and a full list of everything will drop down. Right, I've already put my skincare on and I'm going to go in with some of the Ordinary Serum Foundation. Now, from the high street, this is one of my favourites. It's very, very runny if I show you the consistency. But what I would say with it is, even though it is a serum and it's a lightweight texture, you can build a really decent amount of coverage with this. Now, I'm going to use a good few drops. I've got a fair bit of redness this week, to be honest with you, so I am going to have to build a fair amount of coverage. But the nice thing with this as well, it's so lightweight, it just melts in really well. I know that looks a bit funny. I've gone in with a really, really dense brush. So I think it's kind of, you know how I always say to you about the pressure, make sure you use a really soft pressure. I think I've just gone in with a slightly more dense brush when something this runny would be actually great with quite a fluffy brush. I'm going to go in with a little bit more. And to be honest, the main inspiration for this video was I got these lovely kind of pastel eyeshadows from Barry M the other day that someone had told me about on TikTok. Isn't social media just lethal for putting these ideas in your head? But anyway, they look lovely. And there's pastel green, which, like, personally, green would never really be a colour I would gravitate towards. But it looks lovely, so I want to give it a go. Okay, haven't used this before, so let's try it together. This is the B by Superdrug baking powder. And it looks like a traditional translucent kind of powder to me. That's if I don't get it everywhere. What I would say, in particular with powders, is start off with a small portion and then you can't really go far wrong. You can always build up, but it's much easier to take down a heavy application of anything. So I'm going to keep that to the centre of the face in a kind of stronger dose, but then I am going to take a small bit all over. I just want to create more of a velvety finish because I'm going to use a bronzing powder, and if I put it straight onto dewy makeup, it will clump. Looks nice and fresh to me. That doesn't, you know, look heavy or anything. Lovely. I'm going in with the Peaches bronzing powder now. This is in the shade light to medium, and again, a nice fluffy brush. And I'm just going to add a little bit of healthy warmth to the cheeks here. Now, because I'm going for this kind of green shadow, I think I'm going to keep everything relatively fresh. I'm not going to really do too much faffing about. Sometimes I think as well, when you've gone with a bright colour, it's quite nice to keep it simple and literally let that be the moment, as opposed to adding a load of other eyeshadows into it. So I'm not going to do my usual bronzer through the socket or anything. I'm just going to let this green have its moment. Let's tidy up the eyebrows first. This is the Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt Gel Mascara. I think I've showed you this before. Yeah, I have. It's got kind of two ends to the brush. One end is a bit more dense, these ends are a bit longer, and it means that you can achieve either, you know, a really soft, fluffy brow or anything right the way through to quite a sculpted eyebrow. I bought this a little while ago and I remember thinking, like, it's really good for doing the job on the high street on a budget. It's not like you're thinking, oh, that's a budget version of something. It's just as high performing as anything else. Do you know what I mean? Okay, I know this is a funny order, but I'm going to do a little close-up of those eyeshadows. So before I do that, I'm going to finish my cheeks and my lips, and then we'll come to the eyes. So I'm going to take some of the Peaches Cream Blush in Tutti Frutti. Now, as you can see, this goes on as a really vivid wash of colour, but actually by the time you've patted it in, it just gives a really soft flush to the cheeks. I thought this would go really well with the green. And then I'm going to take a little L'Oreal liner in Beige Eau Nude. And then on top of that, I'm going in with the Sainsbury's Boutique Gloss in the shade Kiss Me Softly. That Sainsbury's gloss, can I just say, I've had for a couple of years, is nicer than half of the luxury brands put together. I absolutely love it. Okay, I just ran to grab this pencil from next door. It's a L'Oreal brow pencil. Now, that brow mascara from Maybelline is lovely, but can you see how that would just drive me a bit mad that they're not symmetrical? And you're not going to achieve that kind of sculpted finish with a brow gel. You're going to have to put that in with either something on a brush or on a pencil. Now this is a bit darker than that shade. Let me see if I've got a hand mirror. I don't. I'll have to go into this mirror here. I'm going to really, really gently trace the kind of outline of these brows. It would have been ideal to do this before I put the gel on them because the gel will set into place, but it's not impossible to correct. And I'm going to just take small brush strokes to brush these through and try and even everything out. Listen, they are feeling a bit strong at this point, but who cares? Let's go with it. I just feel like as well, that's the whole point of making loads of different videos, isn't it? I'll experiment with these brows for the day. If they're too full, I won't do them tomorrow. It's not the end of the world. Now, these are the little Barry M ones. I had put these up a few weeks ago. I'd put up like really vivid purple looks with nude sticks. I love nude sticks. They're a lovely, beautiful brand, but they are expensive. And someone had written to me that they had a Barry M colour that was really similar and it gave a pretty similar finish, and these were less than £4, so I thought I'd give them a go. But already you can see they're just really creamy, lovely colours. Let me show you the blue one. I'm going to use the green one today, but if you want to see any of the others, we can make it happen this week. Okay, I'm going to go in with the green all over. Let's see what happens. So I patted that on. I patted that on with the stick and I've just softened out the edge and given a nice wash all over the eye. I'll do the same on the other side. Now I'm going to go in with another layer to intensify it. Now, to give that the best possible chance of staying put, I'm going to set it with a little bit of setting powder. Because otherwise the cream is just going to sit into fine lines. This green is really reminding me of the Kylie Minogue Love at First Sight video. Caroline Barnes did the makeup for that, fun fact. She was on my podcast just before Christmas and it is one of my favourite episodes. You've got to go and have a listen if you haven't already. She talks a lot about working with Kylie, or just like generally her travels as a makeup artist when she first started. It's a really lovely episode, so go and have a listen. But anyway, back to business. To set this into place, I'm going to use, this is B, B's also Superdrug. This double-ended mascara, there's a larger end and a smaller end. If you've met me more than once, you know exactly which end I'm going to be going for. So let's see what it's like. Now, to be honest, I don't want to get this mascara on my lids. Do you know when you're thinking, why have you said that? That's what's going to happen. So I don't care if I'm not really close to the lashes. It'll be fine. I just would rather not have a big clean-up mission. Okay, I got a bit of mascara on my lids. Luckily, we've gone with one colour all over. So I'm going to start by using a clean cotton bud to just kind of buff off the excess. And then I'm going to put a little bit of that green just on the back of my hand. I'm going to take the little smudger brush that I use to do the lower lashes. This one happens to be from Zara. You can use any smudger brush that you like. And just retrace the steps of where that smudge was. Just go back over the tips of those lashes. And then one last tip, I'm going to go in with a little bit of this setting powder and a small eyeshadow brush. And just go over the folds of the face and the forehead. And I think that sometimes really doing small doses of your powder in the right place can make such a dramatic difference. and you don't look dry or cakey, because you've just kind of gone mad in a few areas, rather than if you went mad all over the face, it would drastically mattify the whole thing, which you might not necessarily want. And there we go, some nice fresh pops of colour, everything from the high street. I hope you enjoy. As always, let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see a video on, and I'll chat to you very soon. Take care.